The Knicks went in an interesting direction at the NBA draft, selecting Pacome Dadiet, a 6'9" wing out of France with the 25th pick in the first round. Dadiet is one of the youngest players that was selected in the draft at just 18 years old. He spent the past year playing in a professional league in Germany where he played an off-the-bench role for his team. The Knicks recently signed him to his rookie contract, signing him to a 4-year deal. It's going to be an uphill battle getting into the rotation with the veterans on the roster, but Dadiet has some offensive skills that should translate to the next level. While Dadiet has been a role player up to this point, he showed some flashes while in Germany that had many scouts believing he has a high upside. For the Knicks, Dadiet could have a high floor and a high ceiling for them. If his game develops, he could be a great role player for Tibbs' system, but there's also the potential for him to become the star that leads the next era of Knicks basketball. He doesn't even turn 19 until late July, so he has a lot of time to maximize his potential. So now let's actually dive into the film to figure out what Dadiet brings to the table. Let's start off with his offense. Pacome Dadiet has some off-ball offensive skills that can help him carve out a role on the Knicks. He shot the 3-ball well for his team in Germany, draining 38% of his 3-pointers last season. But it was on a small sample size, just 2 attempts per game, so it remains to be seen how that translates to the next level. If run off the 3-point line, he's got the ball handling skills to put it on the deck, get to the basket, and finish. He's also a really good cutter. When off ball, Dadiet won't just stay at the 3-point line like a lot of players. He punishes ball watching defenders by cutting hard to the basket when they lose focus of him. If his man is denying him the ball on the perimeter, Dadiet will cut backdoor to the hoop for the finish. He also thrives in transition. The second his teammate gets the rebound, Dadiet will run hard on the fast break. And he's very athletic. He's got a 36-inch vertical, so he can pull off some highlight reel dunks. These off-ball skills can help Dadiet eventually become a rotation player on the Knicks. Between Brunson, Randle, and Bridges, the Knicks have enough shot creation. New York needs to have shooting around their stars. If Dadiet can keep up that good shooting in the NBA, this will help make him a terrific fit. Brunson and Randle in particular get in the paint a lot. They put a ton of pressure on the rim, which helps draw help defense, and Dadiet could thrive playing off of them by draining the open threes. They also tend to get double teamed a lot, and they're both good passers, so Dadiet could get a lot of easy baskets by cutting hard the second his man leaves to go double team. He's got the offensive skills to be a great complement next to New York stars, but his biggest swing skill will definitely be that shooting. If the 3-point shooting translates, he could earn some minutes in his rookie season. While Dadiet is mostly an off-ball player at this stage of his career, he also showed some on-ball skills while at Germany. He's got a solid handle for a wing, allowing him to make plays off the dribble. He can use misdirection moves like crossovers to get by his defender and finish at the rim, or create space to get his shot off. He also showed off a solid mid-range game, able to get to his spots on the floor and knock down fadeaways and pull-ups. But mind you, these are all just flashes. He showed off the ability to create his own shot, but he's not at the level yet where he can run an offense. But if he hones in on his mid-range game, this could be the key to him unlocking that all-star upside. At 6'9" with that high release point, he should be able to raise over the top of defenders easily. The NBA has become a lot more perimeter oriented, but the mid-range game is far from dead. Many of today's premier wing players, from Kevin Durant to Paul George to Brandon Ingram, use their height to torch defenders in the mid-range. Pacome Dadiet has a very similar frame to these guys, so if he was to master the mid-range game, he could be deadly. Dadiet is also a strong finisher. Most of his baskets are assisted, but at his height and with his leaping ability, he should be a player that can elevate and finish over the help defense on his drives. It's going to take him a long time to develop these skills, but the potential to be an elite scorer is there. On the defensive end, Dadiet is very much a work in progress. He's got the size and athleticism to one day be a plus defender, but he's not quite there yet. He's got solid footwork to stay in front of driving players, but he lacks strength at just 187 pounds, so he gets bumped and moved pretty easily by stronger players. He can be disruptive with his length while guarding off the ball and get steals, but he also tends to lose focus of his man, which allows them to get an easy basket. He's got the potential to be a great off-ball defender and help defender, but it's all about developing that awareness to see the ball and see his man and make a defensive play when the moment calls for it. The defensive end could be his biggest challenge to see in the floor. We know Tibbs' mindset is that if you don't defend, you don't play. While coaching the Knicks, he's taken plenty of good offensive players out of the rotation because they were constantly giving up points on the other end of the court. So even if Dadiet is ahead of the curve offensively, he won't get much playing time if he's constantly getting burned on defense. Projecting his rookie season, I think Dadiet will get some playing time, but I don't expect consistent minutes. The Knicks already look like they have a strong 9-man rotation going into next season, so there's already proven veterans ahead of Dadiet that are more worthy of playing time. If he's out the rotation for a while, the Knicks will likely utilize the G League to get him some run. Injuries are inevitable, and that'll be his opportunity to show what he's got. OG Anunoby has been injury prone throughout his career, so that could be Dadiet's chance to get some small forward minutes. Overall, I really like this pick for the Knicks. If his game develops, he could be a solid 3-and-D player in 2 to 3 years, which would be a fantastic outcome. This roster is only going to get more expensive. With the new CBA and the first and second apron, the Knicks are going to eventually have to let some key players go. So cheap talent has never been more important. At the same time, Dadiet also has the potential to be an elite scorer if he masters those advanced skills. The Knicks have a great track record when it comes to developing young talent. When you look at players like Deuce McBride, Emmanuel Quickly, Mitchell Robinson, and several other players they've drafted. So it's nice to see that the Knicks have put themselves in position to contend now, but at the same time, build towards the future. Pacome Dadiet is going to be on the Knicks Summer League roster, so that's going to be a great opportunity for Knicks fans to finally see him play. But now I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of the Knicks selecting Pacome Dadiet? What do you think his potential is? Let me see your thoughts down below in the comment section. Guys, I'm going to continue to talk Knicks along with other NBA teams all offseason long, so if that sounds like something that would interest you, consider hitting that subscribe button. To see why the Knicks are more than capable of winning the championship next season, check out this video right here.